In the previous videos, we looked at safeguarding, what it means, what our responsibilities are, and what we need to do. Now, we'll go a bit deeper on the safeguards topics. What are we safeguarding? The specific topics for KIAT are 1. Environmental protection. 2. Vulnerable and disadvantaged groups. For example, children, women, elderly, and people with a disability. 3. Displacement of people. 4. Indigenous peoples. 5. Health and safety. In this video, we will focus on the topic of protecting children and prevention of sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment. First things first, we have zero tolerance for abuse, harassment, and exploitation. We also have zero tolerance for inaction. That means that we expect you to report any suspicions of safeguards non-compliance. Now, let's look at a bit closer at risk factors at Child Protection and PSEA. We, KIAT, and its subcontractors hold a position of power. How? For instance, one of our activities will decide which houses will get a connection to the sewage system or clean water. This will influence how people perceive us. They might feel obliged to let workers, surveyors, or evaluators into their house, even if they feel unsafe. As part of our GEDSI strategy, we want to include women, disabled people, and other excluded groups in community meetings and participatory processes. This is essential to get their voice heard. However, we need to make sure that they can safely join and participate. We need to prepare them to ensure they feel safe and are equipped to speak out. And we need to prepare ourselves to ensure the venue, presentations, and materials are accessible and safe. Also, people with disabilities, children or women have a higher chance to be abused. Why? Often, they are perceived as powerless, have no access to reporting mechanisms, and if they report, who would believe them? Remember, all projects have the potential to harm people. Harm and abuse can happen by staff or people contracted by the organization. For example, the construction worker who catcalls passerby women, or field officers who bully children around the project. Or building a relationship of trust and emotional connection with a child or vulnerable person in the project, and then abuse that trust. This is called grooming. Grooming is a key tactic used by perpetrators of sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment of children and vulnerable people. It is everyone's responsibility to safeguard and to prevent, report on, and respond to harm that occurs to the environment, children, and vulnerable people. Everyone should be aware of how to report and what to report. If you have safeguards concerns, you can reach out to your line manager or the safeguards specialist in your activity, or to KIAT, safeguardskiat.or.id. Stay safe, be safe, create a safe environment.